All right, I'll get a notification here that we are live. Just want to make sure the audio is working and then.
Camera's on. Yep.
All right, let's say it says you're on. So let's just check it on the phone here. So, all right, looks like you're good. All right, Yep,
Great.
you're good.
Thank
Audio
you.
is good. Notification here. All right, you should be good then. All right.
Thank you, Madasser.
You're welcome.
Good morning. Welcome to Active Aging with Barb. My name is Barb Eisenberg. I'm a certified massage therapist and a licensed physical therapist assistant. Unfortunately, Madasser couldn't be with us today, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. We have been talking about the sit to stand, progressing it to a squat. So I'm going to show you those. The sit to stand. You just start sitting in a chair, you scoot forward, feet are underneath your knees. You can put your hands on the chair or on your knees or reaching forward as you get better and better, or hands across your chest, and then you come up with control. You go down with control. You don't want to plop. So we progress that to more of a squat where you're not even resting when you come down. So you're just tapping down and you're coming up, lowering down, back is straight, coming up. And then we talked about how you could have difficulty with this because of limitations in your hip joint. So you might need to do a little warm up to loosen up the hip joint before you do that exercise. So this is one way to warm up the hips. And then the other way to warm up the hips, instead of bring your knees up, is to bring your trunk forward, bending over maybe a chair if you feel more comfortable, and then kind of coming lower. You're trying to stretch out the hamstrings. That might make it more difficult for you to bring your knees toward your hip, toward your chest, or your chest toward your knees. And that's what happens when you do a squat. Trunk going toward your hips. You're having a bend here. So once the hip is loosened up, then you should be able to do a nice squat because you have this bend here. But there might also be a restriction at the ankle joint. You wouldn't think that there's that much movement down at the ankle, but if you watch as I bend, then the knee bends, the ankle bends also. So if you have some tightness in your ankle, that can also make it difficult. It might help to put a little towel or a band. I have a couple of little bands. If you feel your heels are coming up off the ground when you try to do a squat, you can put a little bit of a towel under there and then try again. See if you can keep the heels down. And then you can also try to loosen up the ankles by stretching the calves. And there's two calf muscles, so you stretch one of them by reaching one foot back, trying to press that heel down with the leg straight. That's stretching the large calf muscle, the gastrocnemius. And then to stretch the short calf muscle, you bend your knee. That's the soleus, or the one that attaches with the Achilles tendon. So foot goes back, try to press your heel down. That's stretching the long calf muscle, and you want to hold it usually about 30 seconds if you can. And nice deep breath. And then to stretch the short calf muscle, you bend your knee. That's the soleus. Attaches with the Achilles tendon, so you're stretching the Achilles tendon there. Long calf muscle, short calf muscle. And you can alternate if you want. And that might help you keep those heels down. So you might be able to get rid of that towel and still keep your heels down as you do your squat. And come up, down, and up. And then we wanted to progress to where you're not even using the chair. You might want it in front of you though, for a little bit of moral support. And you can even hold on to it, trying to come down, same position. You're bringing your hips back, bending at your hips, going down and coming up, down and up. And you want to try to keep the knee right over the ankle. You don't want the knees to come in or flare out. You want to try to keep them straight in line with the feet as you do this. This is your squat. Down and up. You might even use a mirror so you can see, because sometimes you can't feel it exactly what position your body is in. All right, that is our squat. Great. Now we can get going with our regular workout. So I hope you want to join me. I'm going to start with a warm-up. And we usually start with some knee lifts, up with one knee and the other. And deep breathing. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And I'm going to do a little arm swing. While you're warming up, you want to be relaxed. You don't want the blood to flow. And I'm just going to do some weight shifting side to side. And arms around. Side to side. Arms around. Nice and relaxed. Side to side and around. Side to side and around. Side to side and around. Nice deep breaths. Pump those legs and around the other way. All the way around. Nice and relaxed. Side to side and around. Let's go back to some kicks. Kicking across. I need to check my... Excuse me. I'm on here. Okay. We're kicking across. Still warming up the hips. And you can add the arm swing. Loosening the hips and the shoulder joints. Nice deep breaths. You decide how high you want to kick today. If you want to push it and warm up a little quicker, or if you're feeling a little sluggish, keep them low. Swing those arms. Try to swing higher. Reaching all the way to the ceiling. Kick 10 more seconds. Then we'll go side to side. And I'm doing a little. And let's go side to side. Side to side. Side and tap. Side and tap. So you can start out with a short step and get wider. Really wide if you're feeling good. And bending a little more, getting that blood flowing. Side and tap. Side and tap. Then you can add an arm. And an arm. Good job. Deep breathe. All right. 10 more seconds. And we'll change it up. And we'll go to a punch. All right, let's do a punch. Punch to the front. really working the shoulders, working the triceps. Good job. Punch, punch, and punch. Good job. Keep punching. And you can punch up in the air now. Punch, punch. A little more of a stretch in the trunk, all the way down the ribs. Good work. 10 more seconds. And we'll change it up. All right, let's do a round. We're gonna wipe a window, and it's a circular window. So you keep your hands close to you, wiping it around, bending the knees. Something I don't know if I've done before. But we're really working legs. Trying to wipe all the way around a big window. Way out to the side, way up as high as you can. Really working the waist, working the shoulders. And let's go the other way. Reaching out to the side, reaching up. Might start with a smaller window and then wipe bigger and bigger. So you're keeping your hands close, but you're reaching as far as you can to the side, up to the ceiling, down to the other side, way out, up, and around. A couple more times, out. Then I'm bending my knees to get lower. Reaching up, reaching out, bending the knees. Good job. Now we're going to go to our figure 8. So one arm, one shoulder, starting with small circles. Figure 8. Going bigger and bigger, getting the knees involved and the back. Reaching bigger toward the front and bigger toward the back. Big and big. Until you're reaching all the way toward the ceiling and touching the floor if you're comfortable. Big figure 8. All the way in the front and then rotating. Trying to bring your arm behind you. You want your back to be able to move in all directions. Forward, back, side to side, and rotation. You want full back mobility. All right, let's do other arm. Starting small, figure 8. Gradually get bigger and bigger. Getting the knees involved. Bigger and bigger. A little further down and a little further up. Behind and forward. All the way down to the ground if you can. Big circle in the front and in the back. Couple more times. And we'll go to both arms together. One, two more, 2, and 3. Good, let's do both arms together. So elbows are bent, reaching back, out with the elbows, hands come forward, and up and around. elbows up, bringing forward, up and around. Elbows up and around. Up and around. So if you look from the side, I'm rounding my back here, and then I'm arching my back. So the elbows are kind of helping me pull my shoulders back. So rounding the back and arching the back. Rounding the back and arching the back. Rounding as the hands come forward. Arching as the hands go back. Good work. All right, let's do some kicks. Get the hip involved. Some hip strengthening. So straight leg up for 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And to the side. Toes pointed this time. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's go with flex foot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's switch sides. Remember, you want your muscles to be able to go slowly and quickly. You want them to be able to work in both ways. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And flexed foot. 2, 3, 4, 5. Use that chair if you need it. 7 and 8. And to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's go to the ankle and calf. So we're going up and down, up and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's pick up the pace and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Starting to ache a little bit. Good to get that power going in the calf muscle though for a better stride. Okay, let's go on to hip extension. So knees are lined up, knee is bent, and pushing that leg back. So we're working the glute. And push back. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we'll do fast for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, other side. Oop. Knee is bent, pushing the knees start in line with each other and then push back for 8. 1, 2. It's not a big movement. 4, 5. I forgot I was doing it slow. 6, 7, and 8. Now we'll go fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good job. Shake out the hips a little bit. All right, back to shoulders. And we'll bring in the knees and the quads at the same time. So feet a little wider. Bend the knees a little bit. So we're working these quads while we work the shoulders and the triceps. So we're going to push forward and push up and push out. Forward and up and out. Good job. Forward and up and out. Forward and up and out. If the legs get tired, just shake it out and start again. And out. Forward. Push up. Push out. forward, push up, push out, forward, and up, and out. Standing tall, up, and out, forward, up, and out. Couple more, up, and out, forward, up, and out. Good job. Shake it out. Now we're gonna work a little bit core, a little bit legs. So we're gonna have a wider stance. Turn one toe out, bend that knee so you're doing a little bit of a lunge, and we're gonna reach over. You can lean on this leg if you need to, and just hold for 3 breaths. 2, 1 more, and reach up and down. So turn that foot in, turn the other one out, bend that knee. So we're doing a little bit of a lunge to the side. Hips are open on this one. You can use this elbow to lean on that knee, reaching up and over, and hold. 3 breaths. Up and over. Good job. Now let's try going from side to side. So we're going to reach over and come up. So we're not holding this time. Reach over and up. Reach over. You're bending that knee. Coming up. Reach over and up. Keep going. Over and come up. Reach over, stretching from your toes all the way up through your fingers and up. So we're working the core, but we're also working the legs. Reach over and up, and reach over and up. Reach over and up. Elbow to knee if you need it. If you want more work, don't use that elbow to knee. A lot harder that way. Reach over and up. Let's do 2 more. Reach over and come up. Reach over and up. Strong through the core, strong through the legs. Good job. All right, let's do a little more around for the core. So feet can be a little bit wider than hip distance. You can start with your hands on your hips, and we're just going to go bending to the side, a little bit to the front, and to the other side. Side, and front, and side. Side, working the waist, working the back, and side. Side, and front, and side. Side, and front, and side. If you want to make it harder, one arm up. So side, and front, and side. Good work. Side, and front, and side. Side, front, and side. I'm going to try one with 2 arms. Really working the waist, working the core. Stretch all the way up both arms and blow it out. Good job. Let's do a little hamstring stretch. We've been working a lot on the legs and hips. So one foot comes forward, bending from your hip, and coming forward. You can have your hands on your thighs or on using a chair. 3 deep breaths is always a good number. And other foot forward, toe is pointing up, bending from the hip, not rounding the back, so chest is up, and then coming forward. Another stretch for the inner thigh. We don't usually stretch these areas, but they're very important. So foot out to the side, bending one knee, and bringing your chest forward. So feel a nice long stretch in this adductor. And breathe. Toe is pointing forward, knee is straight. And up and to the other side, bending a knee, other leg is straight, kind of pushing your bottom to the back. 3 deep breaths. And come up. Good work. Let's do a little waist rotation. So arms are going to be straight up. And we're going to make a circle with the arms on the ceiling. Just a small circle. And another circle. And one more circle. Trying to keep the hips still, just moving from the waist up. And let's circle the other way. So circle forward, side, back, and side. 2 more times. Forward, side, back. 1 more time. Circle. And straight up. And out. Shake out the shoulders. And we got to do some balance work. Okay, let's do forward and back. So tap and tap. Tap with the toe and tap. Use the chair if you need it, but try to challenge yourself while you're being safe. So have it close by. So step and tap, step and tap. Step and tap, step and tap. All right, let's make it a little harder. So lift the knee and lift the knee. That's actually a lot harder. Step and lift, step and lift. Step and lift. Use that chair if you need it for support. Step and lift. Just a couple seconds. Smaller step. If big step is scary, you can make that step small. You can even step in place. So step and lift, step and lift. It's like a real slow march. Step and lift. If that's too hard, you can just lift your heel, still keeping a little bit of your toe on the ground, and then gradually try to get less and less weight on that toe until you can lift it up. Just hold it for a couple seconds. That's the progression. Other side, lifting the heel a little higher. See if you can lift it all the way off the ground. And back down. Good job. Let's try side to side. Side to side, side and tap. Side and tap. Side and tap. Good work. This is also working your abductors, which are really important for balance. These hip abductor muscles, the ones that bring your leg out to the side. Whether you're lifting the leg or stepping, you're still working that hip abductor, and that's what keeps you balanced when you stand on one foot. Same muscles. Good job. Side to side, side to side. All right, let's do tap in the front, tap in the side, tap to the back, tap to the front, tap to the side. Use that chair if you need it, but try to challenge yourself. And back. You might tap in the middle if that's too difficult. Middle, side, back to middle, back, back to middle. Let's switch. Tapping in front, back to middle. Oop, lost my place. Side, back to middle, back, back to middle. Front and side and back. Front and side and back. One more time. Front and side and back. We're going to end with a little bit of yoga. So warrior one, you step forward with one foot. Back leg is turned out just a little bit, maybe 45 degrees. You bend your front knee. So you're in a little bit of a lunge, knee over ankle. And then you bring your arms straight up, but your shoulders aren't coming up to your ears. They're staying down. Arms are up. So this is your warrior one. You can take a couple of breaths. 2 and 3. So we're working shoulders, front knee, front quad is working, back leg is stretching but also working. Now let's go to the other side. So other foot forward, other leg back, turn it out a little bit. Front toe is pointing forward. Bend that front knee. Back leg as straight as you can. Arms come up. Warrior one, strong warrior. 3 deep breaths. And one more deep breath. Arms down, feet together. Let's do warrior two. So stepping to the side, hips are open this time. So if you're starting in warrior one, then to go to warrior two, you just open up your shoulders and you turn that foot out. So your hips are open to the side. Hands are pointing down and you're looking at your front fingers over here. This is warrior two. Let's try 3 breaths here. 1 breath, 2 breaths, 1 more, 3 breaths. This leg's getting tired. I'm glad to get out of that one. All right, let's try the other side. So other foot out in front. We're going to start with a warrior one. So bend your front knee, arms up, and then open up that top arm. Other arm goes forward. Back leg turns out about 90 degrees, but you're looking ahead. So your hips are open. They're not square to the front. Trying to open up the hips. Arms are out. Trying to keep that knee over the ankle. And looking out over those fingers in the front. 3 breaths. 1 breath. 2 breaths. 3 breaths. Straighten out that knee. Arms down. A couple breaths to relax any of those muscles and release any tension. Blow it out. 2 more breaths. And blow it out. 1 more breath. And blow it out. Thank you for joining me. This is Barb with Active Aging, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.